with Israel. That's a dramatic change in public opinion over the course of a generation. And it's because of many things. Number one being demographics. Younger generations are more inclined to be sympathetic to Palestinians across the board of ethnicity and religious groupings, including amongst Jewish Americans. And the fact is the base of the Democratic Party is becoming more and more diverse, and that diversity holds the most reservoir of sympathy for the Palestinian people. Black, Latino communities have much higher degrees of sympathy for Palestinians than do white communities, especially wealthier, more well-educated white communities. So these changes in public opinion are very interesting. They're the culmination of Israel having become a right-wing issue in this country. And I think that's great. I think if the right wants to own Israel, great. We on the left, we can support Palestine. And let's finally have an open and fruitful debate instead of trying to hide our differences and trying to act like there's no conversation to be had. I'm very optimistic because of that. And I think what we saw at the Democratic National Convention this summer in Philadelphia was proof, dramatic proof, of just how far the base of the Democratic Party has come. I'm not talking about the elected officials. They're not there yet. Most of them. They will be in a few years, I guarantee you. But the base is there. You see these signs? We printed up these signs for the DNC. And we went around to each state delegation and we said, hey, do you want to pass these out to people in your delegation? And delegates were literally, I kid you not, Democrats to the DNC were literally running up to us to get these and to wave them on the floor of the DNC. And aside from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, this was the most highly discussed issue amongst the base of the DNC.
But they didn't elect Ellis.
They didn't elect Ellison, but you know, the DNC and the people who vote for the chair of the DNC are the old guard, they're conservative, they're lobbyists for the most part, and high elected officials. So I'm not surprised that Ellison didn't win. Okay, do we have time for another round? One more round, okay. Let's do one.
Do you, in your optimism, see Israel peacefully giving up its idea of being the Jewish homeland?
Good question. I saw another hand back there.
Yeah, just a comment. I think that Obama gave us from the day one, he gave us the indication where he's going by appointing Emmanuel as his chief of staff.
Yeah.
So to me, I didn't have any illusions about where Obama was going, and it was confirmed by giving Israel eventually the most aid package, the military package. So, the big disappointment, but it's really from day one. And Dennis Ross was an advisor, and so it's like like his clique was. For when it comes to not only to the Palestinian issue in general, it was Zionist basically.
Okay. Will Israel peacefully agree to a transition to democracy and equality? I hope so. I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody does. It's very difficult to say. I mean, I would like to stand up here and say that everything is going to be just fine, but I don't know that. Before the transition to democracy from apartheid in South Africa, it was the most bloody and repressive period that black South Africans faced. A lot of people forget that. Many hundreds were being killed every day. Largely through machinations to pit black people against other black people. Things could get very, very ugly, for sure. I am the son of a father who was born in Palestine in 1944 under the British Mandate, who grew up as an Israeli Jew. I have Israeli citizenship because of that, even though I was born here in this country. And I have Israeli Jewish friends and family. And what I say to them is, look, you have to acknowledge the reality, and you can choose one of two outcomes. There are one of two outcomes at this point. There's the Algeria outcome, or there's the South